So last week I received a message from an Iraqi refugee in Sweden. He said, "Good morning, Tommy. I think you know me. I am the burner of the Quran in Sweden. Because of the burning of the Quran, Sweden has withdrawn my asylum permit and wants to extradite me to Iraq. And this decision is tantamount to my execution. I ask you to publish about my case to convey my voice to the world before I am extradited and killed." We're on our way to Sweden. We're on our way to meet him, to hear his story and understand exactly what's happening there. We're here in Stockholm and we're here to meet Salwan Momika. I've seen him described as brave, courageous, full of hate, mentally unwell. The man regularly burns the Quran with the knowledge that it may result in his death. The decision to give him refugee status has been revoked by the Swedish government. They want to deport him to Iraq, which would most certainly mean death. We're here to speak to him to understand why does he burn the Quran and what does the future hold for him. So Salwan, first of all, thank you.
Nice to
and it's a pleasure to meet you.
Welcome to Sweden.
Thank you. First of all, can I ask Salwan, when did you come to Sweden and where from?
I came from Iraq 2019 and he started with take immigration in Germany.
Can you tell me what was life like for Christians in Iraq?
Since the Islamic religion start and begin bigger and bigger, they want to take over the Christian people and kill them and or to convert to the Islam.
When you came to Europe and you realised the influence of Islam in European countries, was he shocked?
I hear all the time when they say Christian people is dirty people. We come to Europe to take over the Europe, to make it Islam, and we just want to use the money they give us to take over the control of all Europe.
Why? Why do you burn the Quran?
To send a message to Swedish people, because it didn't agree with the law we have in Sweden and the rest of Europe. The Quran talk a lot of tell people to kill other people who are not Muslims. In Iraq, the government will give 2 kilo gold Quran and $2 million for the guy who killed him.
Salwan, if you could speak now in the camera to people in America who are going to watch this, people in Great Britain are going to watch this, what message do you have for them?
I will send a message to the West people. That book will be destroyed all the everything you build in all the years. At the moment, they are minority in Europe, but over the time they will be more than you, and they will use what Quran say. They don't do it today, but they will use when they are more than you. What I do is to send a message for you, and I know it's my death, but I do it for you.
Can you tell me, Salwan, what happened recently at a family wedding of yours in Iraq?
When they make the investigation, the report say it was made by people. All the people who die is my relatives. All. 150 died, and 50 they don't know anything about them. They don't find anything from them.
So Salwan, do you believe that this was an attack against your family because of your actions in Europe?
When I was in Malmö and burned the Quran, it was a message on the bridge. They say fire against fire.
Sweden and Europe, Salwan, should have been a place of sanctuary for someone like yourself fleeing from Iraq. When you've come to Sweden right now, do you feel safe here?
I am not feel protected from Sweden. I feel they don't want me.
Can I ask you, so Salwan Momika is an Iraqi refugee who keeps burning the Quran in Sweden. Now his refugee status has been revoked. They said they're going to deport him. Do you think he should be deported?
Then I don't think you should deport him.
You don't think they should deport him?
No.
I don't think, he shouldn't be deported. It's freedom of speech.
Okay.
Well, whatever he has done, he shouldn't be deported to Iran. To Iraq.
Yeah, okay.
No.
The guys just burned a book.
Okay, brilliant.
And sending him back to Iraq, I'd say that that's a rather disproportionate punishment for that.
I mean, as long as he's sent somewhere safe, I guess. Like, I don't think people should be harmed.
They're going to deport him back to Iraq. Think he'll be safe in Iraq? Do
No.
you think he should be deported?
I think there should be other options considered.
Oh, I don't know. It seems to be a problem there for him to go back to Iraq. Yeah. So they have to find another solution, maybe.
And the opinions of some Muslims we spoke to. Can I ask you? So this is Salwan Momika in Sweden.
Okay.
He's an Iraqi refugee.
That piece of shit, yes.
You know him?
Yes, yes, yes.
He keeps setting fire to the Quran.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, you know him. Should he be deported for burning the Quran?
Absolutely, why not?
Absolutely, yeah.
He must go because he can do other things too.
Should he be sent back to Iraq?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
For me,
For you, yeah.
I think it's the right decision.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
what I say is that there would be a payback day for all these Western countries, slavery, genocide against India, everything they've done. There will be a payback. I mean, don't even think that there would be a world without a proper justice.
What reason would you give for refugee status here?
Yes, I became a refugee. Well, I found out. I just lied about it. That was political or something.
Yeah, yeah.
But it wasn't true. Okay. Most of people lied.
Yeah,
Most of people. Look, these Jew bastards or Zionist bastards. They just invented this Holocaust. And why all these Jews, all these Zionist bastards are the richest person in the world? Why? Did you think about it? They just gang up. They help each other against the country that they live in. And I hope they would have deported me, because now, in the hindsight, 30 years after, this was my worst decision ever.
This?
Yes,
Sweden?
yes.
Why?
Stay in your country. What the fuck you doing in a foreign country? This is not my country. This is not my culture. This is not my people.
Now, the thing I find amazing and can't understand is across Europe we struggle to deport any criminals, rapists and murderers, but they've made a decision on Salwan to revoke his refugee status. Now, it took me 5 minutes. Court overturns deportation decision for convicted rapist. Swedish highest court has overturned decision to deport convicted rapist. This was a Somalian rapist, yeah? A 39-year-old Somali migrant convicted of raping both a 9-year-old girl and another 12-year-old girl in the small Swedish town will not face deportation. Okay, a Syrian migrant has been awarded 840,000 Swedish krona, that's $96,000, yeah, in damages after a court mistakenly tried him as an adult. The Syrian, who is now said to be 18, he was put on trial in the spring of 2017 for kidnapping and raping 2 women. So he kidnapped and raped 2 women in Malmo. He's not getting deported, and he gets £94,000. 4 Eritreans who committed rape against a 40-year-old Swedish woman in Stockholm in June last year have been sentenced to jail. However, despite the prosecutor's requests, the courts have decided they will not be deported. Yeah? A Swedish appeals court has overruled the deportation of a migrant who was convicted of raping a child more than 100 times. Okay, a 10-year-old child. Yeah. Iraqi duo who urinated on and gang raped a woman on a cruise ship are to remain in Sweden, as court says they have integrated. These stories are insane. There's hundreds of them. Muslim migrants get month in prison for raping 13-year-old boy, and they will not be deported. A month in prison. Yeah. Migrants accused of live streaming rape of girl will not be deported. Serial rapist cannot be deported from Sweden because he was a child refugee. Just 1 in 5 foreign rapists in Sweden ever get deported. 1 in 5. Muslim migrant who murdered man in the middle of the street won't be deported. Migrant who raped child over 100 times avoids deportation. The point I'm making is, these people in these government buildings, when they want to throw someone to the wolves, if they send Salwan back to Iraq, he will be murdered. Okay? We've seen what happens to people who blasphemize or criticize the Quran or criticize Muhammad in these Islamic nations. We've seen the opinion of the Swedish citizens on the streets of Malmo. They don't think he should be deported. So why is he being deported? Because Muslims in cities across this country keep burning and rioting, and the threat of violence. You heard what Salwan said. Why not deport the terrorists? Why are you deporting him? These people in these buildings, our government leaders, need to make a decision. Do you believe in freedom of speech or not? What is asylum? Asylum is for people who need safety. Salwan needs safety. How can we help him? How can you help him? Go to savesalwan.com, sign the petition. Let's put pressure on the Swedish Parliament. Yeah, let's ask populist leaders across Europe, Geert Wilders, Marine Le Pen, the AFD. Will other populist leaders step forward and show where they stand on freedom of speech? Will he be offered asylum in any other European countries? Salwan is willing to sacrifice his life to awaken the public, to warn them about the dangers they're in Europe. If he's willing to sacrifice that, what can you do? All we're asking is that you sign a petition at savesalwan.com. Sign a petition that I will personally hand in to the Swedish embassy. We need to put pressure, and we need people to talk about the plight of Salwan and the risk and dangers he's in. He's reached out to us for help. We must help him.